This is going to be a video on, I guess you can call them, the misfiring forwards. I mean, for me, Harry McKay cops a little bit of unwarranted flack. Yes, he's had a few games where his ball drop's not been fantastic, but he's still finding a way to kick his 1 or 2 goals a game, bring the ball to ground, get to contests, push up the ground. And I don't know, I just think we're being a little bit harsh on him. But Jack Darling seems to be one of those players that sometimes falls into that category of he's either really, really good or he's really, really bad. I think early in the season he was struggling a little bit. Emilio, if you're watching this, I know that you traded him out at your Supercoach team and I've now got him in the draft. So, Dan, take us through Jack Darling and Harry McKay. I like doing this with Harry because it kind of goes to show his development, and let's have a look at the body of work.
Yeah, so I mean, these two as well, particularly if you go through the West Coast forums, first 5 rounds, it was Darling needs to be traded, delisted,
Wow.
He's no longer got the skills.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see that in our forums about Harry, that he needs to go to the Magoos.
Yeah.
He's not doing it. And I think it's very unjustified for both players.
Yeah.
Because I think both of these two have a great skill of if they don't impact the numbers,
Yep.
they impact in another way and they bring the smalls around. So you watch Darling, he's got 4 smalls, wonderful smalls. McKay's starting to get the smalls to help out.
Yep.
And let's just look at the numbers. So we see Darling and McKay, it's very negligible for a key forward. 2 touches isn't really that much.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can see it's very similar. The disposal efficiency identical. And if you go across the board, the predominant forward marks and contested marks and marks inside 50, we see Harry is better than Darling, which I think is something we forget.
With marks and contested marks. I was going to say, you've got to remember that Josh Kennedy's at West Coast, but I mean, Harry's still got
Kerner.
forwards there, so...
And I think the thing with McKay that we do not take into credit is he does his job. His job is to take the marks inside 50.
Yeah.
The kicking will come. We've got to remember Darling is 27.
Yeah, I think if you also remember Brendan Favola, early in his career, it was when he was one of those players that was kicking, 2 goals 3, 1 goal 4, 3 goals 3, those type of games. And then it sort of started turning. I mean, he's 21 years old. He's going to learn.
I mean, definitely. And I think his numbers, if we look down, they've got a lot of show of development. Like his tackle numbers aren't that high. We want to see a key forward around the 2 to 3 mark where Darling is. And the pressure acts, it's something that I've heard a criticism that he's lazy.
Yeah, no, I think he's improved in that area.
But I actually think he's not lazy, he's languid.
Yeah.
He looks like, if you remember the West Indian fast bowlers in the 90s, they looked like they didn't care.
Yeah.
It was like that nonchalant attitude.
Yep.
And I think you look at these numbers, apart from the scoring efficiency, if that scoring efficiency went up 10%,
Yep.
he'd be trumping Darling in the key areas. But like you look at his TPI, very similar. Like, so stats are saying Jack Darling and McKay,
Yep.
at the stage of the career where they are now, identical.
Yep.
Identical players already.
Fascinating. Well, there it is. There's Harry McKay, how he stacks up against Jack Darling. What do you think about it? I mean, obviously, we know that we want Harry to be kicking a lot more goals and to be kicking a lot more straighter. I personally think he's got a really good opportunity now. He's got 5 or 6 weeks where he's got the forward line to himself. No Mitch McGovern for probably another few weeks. No Charlie out there. So he's got the opportunity to really own it, and I'm looking forward to it. Let us know what you think in the comments below.